this is quiet times, and I've mentioned this. This is a great place to have your packages sent. They said the prices have gone up since last year, but I'm sure they didn't go up that high. So this is it. Coffee. or tea, whichever you like. There you go. Let's have coffee together. Let's chat. Coffee talk. Today's Thanksgiving. I'm excited. It's not that much going on, but I'm excited about it. It's just a holiday. So, yeah, I mean, I have good memories about Thanksgiving as I was growing up. So, holidays are exciting for me, and it probably isn't for everybody. You know, sometimes holidays can be stressful, but for me, holidays are pretty cool. So, cheers. Good. First sip of the day. It's always exciting. Woke up pretty early. Well, the alarm, I've been setting the alarm again because there for a while I was sleeping in way too late. The day didn't go as organized as I would have liked it to go. So I thought, well, let's set the alarm again. And I've had some people say when I say I set the alarm, they look at me kind of surprising because I'm a nomad and I'm retired, and why would I want to set any alarm? I like to get up early, and I like to organize my day, and my days are filled, just because I'm a nomad, my days are filled with all kinds of things, of videos, podcasts, just cleaning up and organizing, and just little things that I like to do, exercising, going for my walk. And if I don't kind of organize it up, it doesn't get done, and I like it to get done. So I set my alarm this morning, and I laid in there. It's cold, and when I woke up, it was like 49 degrees. It's 59 degrees now, but I did turn on my. Once I got out of my blankets, I turned on my minivan and let it warm up for a little bit, and then I turned on the heater so I could get a little bit of heat. I don't like to do it for too long, but it kind of got the heater going and got some heat going. And then, of course, we got the coffee, so that was a little fire going on in here. So it's 59 degrees. It's not very warm, but I've got my fleece outfit on. I've got my turtle fur neck gaiter on. Got socks on. So I'm pretty cozy. I'm pretty cozy in here. Cheers. And this is helping. So I woke up, alarm went off, and I laid there, and I started thinking a little bit, and I thought, no, let's get right into some focusing and doing some meditating. I always hate to call it meditating. It gets such a weird connotation to it. But doing some thinking about things and thinking about the future, thinking about and sort of laying out a path and visualizing. That's what I want to say, visualizing. So I did. What I did was I was trying to find different meditations that I liked, that were just for me. But that can always be hard to do because certain meditations are for different things, and you might like their voice, you might not like their voice, you might like what they're saying, you might, say that, that doesn't really reach me. So I went a couple weeks ago, I made my own, and I sort of laid there in the dark, and I had my little microphone, I plugged it in, and as I wanted to think about things in my life, I just spoke them sort of whispering, I just spoke them. So I made this long meditation for me. And I've been using it. I need to edit it just a little bit. You can hear me swallow every once in a while. I was like, yeah. And I think I sneezed twice. Well, that's funny to sneeze in a microphone. Wow. And every time I listen to it now, I listen to myself sneeze. And that's kind of interesting. So this morning I listened to it, and what I made it for was kind of going through, I've mentioned like this white light. So I try to imagine, and I talk it, this white light is coming through from above, and it's coming through, and it's coming in through the crown of my head, and is sort of like filling up, and healing any
just a healing light, white crystal healing light, energizing my being. And I just visualize it going all the way through and healing. And I really, when I did my own, I took my time, because some of them go so fast, but they probably have to. They don't want it to be this hour thing. I think mine is like an hour. And I visualize all the way through, healing as it goes through. My arms and healing my skin, and healing my muscles and yeah. So visualizing that, which is, I enjoy doing that. And it is very relaxing. And when we're sleeping, we're sort of in different levels of the theta brainwaves. And then when we're sort of lucid sleeping and we're coming out of it, we go into the delta brainwaves, the delta. And then, of course, now I'm in the alpha waves, brainwaves right now. Now, if I really got busy and I really started like working, really thinking heavy about work, and if I was working or something really difficult, then I'm kind of then go into some beta waves. And beta and I believe, I'm no expert, but I believe that different waves have different levels. Like there's really high beta waves or lower beta waves. But right now I'm in the alpha. But when I'm awake and I'm meditating, I'm in the delta. And then if you're laying down and you're just awake, sometimes you can go into the theta, then delta, like you fall asleep for just a second and then you come out. So you're sort of in the theta, delta. It's always good to stay in the data because you want to, or delta, data. Hey, data. So yeah, because you want to pay attention, participate in this. So I made this, and then of course, then after that, I kind of go into what do I want to focus on in my future, and if there's anything maybe bothering me about my past, maybe things do crop up in your past and you want to, address them. Well, I'm going to talk about that now. Which leads to Roaming Roca asked me a question yesterday that I found very helpful and very interesting, and it was a great statement. She said that she agreed that you do need to get rid of that and go into the future, because you end up dragging all this unnecessary, overused, outdated belief systems that just aren't working anymore or never did work, but they were handed to us as children, and it's like, so the want to walk in the future. She goes, it's easier said than done. Is there a way that we can do it? And I thought, yes. That's what Dr. Joe Dispenza has been talking about, and I've mentioned him many times. These aren't just my ideas. These are things that I've, through the years, have, discovered, things like that I've sort of picked up along the way that I felt were useful information, sort of enlightenment, ideas as humans. And of course in the Holy Bible also, I've picked up all these things that I gained when I wasn't a Christian or a real active Christian, and then moved it in, and I go, oh, well, this coordinates with this. So Dr. Joe Dispenza gives a lot of information, and I've picked it up, and let me relate it back to you in sort of the Crip Note version. So I was talking about meditating, which really the definition of meditating is really becoming familiar with. You're becoming familiar with yourself, and you're praying is meditating, praying to God, praying to Jesus, praying and connecting up with the higher source of the universe, of everything. Okay, so for Roaming Roca, to answer her question, with what I have found, with what Dr. Joe Dispenza has said, our mind holds our thoughts, and our body holds our emotions, controls our emotions, controls our thoughts. A lot of people operate on this system. Their emotions, their feelings control their spirit, their being. The whole package. Joe Dispenza says that this should be controlling the system. The captain, a soldier. That this the mind should control. So when we have the past, let's talk about the past. When we have experience from the past and it is being drug into our future and we keep bringing it with us, it keeps cropping up over and over, that there's an emotion that is attached to it. And those are those flashbulb moments. And there are good ones too. I mean, having your first child and holding your first child, those are flashbulb moments. There's an emotion attached to it. But there's also those bad ones that really have bad emotions attached to it. We just can't seem to get over. Whether it could be an abusive relationship, abused by your parents, a bad breakup, somebody said something to you and it just crushed you and you cannot get over it. Somebody, maybe in high school, high school was horrible for most of us. I mean, it really was. And it helped shape, we were a lot of hormones raging. And so this was controlling a lot of who we were instead of this. Okay, so when we can take the emotion out of an experience that seems to be holding us back, our mother screamed at us, she swore at us, she hit us, or our dad ignored us, or whatever. Those are emotions. If we can take the emotion out of those experiences, or experience one by one, then that experience becomes wisdom. It no longer controls us. When those emotions are controlling us, that means our body's controlling us. We need this to be the control center. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we get the emotions taken out of it? Well, we can do it by going inward and becoming familiar with ourselves. And that's what that being in that delta wave can do. What he says is when you wake up, a lot of us, when we wake up, we gotta go pee. We need a drink of water. Well, go do that and get back. And do not check your phone. Do not check anything on your phone. Let me get comfy here. So I don't want this to be too long, but I will give you a little explanation because I think this will help a lot of people. If it doesn't help and you don't want to hear about it, I totally get it, and I'm no genius. Well, yes, I am a genius. We're all geniuses. But I'm no special over highly genius. We're all geniuses. God gave us everything that we need. We just aren't using it, or those emotions, experiences are holding us back from being who we really can be. We all have the ability, but who can we really be? And that's where I like to focus on is what's the best that I can be? Who do I want to be? What do I want? What traits do I want to flourish and feed and flourish? Being a loving person, being a good speaker, being more organized, things like that. Yeah. So, I'm just going to give you a short example and then we'll move on. And I will just implore you, go on YouTube and start listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza if this is interesting to you, because he has a lot to say and he has proof of what he's saying. As he says, we know that these things are possible. It's proven. These things that we can heal ourselves, we can change ourselves. Now, humanity wants to know how to do it. We know it can be done. Now we want to know how it can be done. We want the instruction. We want the rules. We want the guided list of things that we can do. So one thing that I like to do is when I'm in doubt, and if there's something that comes to me that says, oh, I will think about it. I will kind of like look at, and I will take that And what I'll do, there's different things you can do visually to do it, and everybody has their own way. Sometimes you can just like see it, and it just like dissipates into little particles, and then I visualize it just flowing out into the universe, into the quantum world, the outer limits. The outer limits, remember that show? The outer limits, and it just dissipates, and it goes back into the energy. Yeah. Because we're really made of energy, and just goes back into energy. And I visualize that. Some people just take it looks like a piece of paper, and they crumple it, and they just toss it into the universe, and bam, and it goes back. So whatever, you like to visualize. And so, but I implore you to find out what works for you, so you can go. If this is interesting to you, I will relay a little story. Yeah, this goes on and on, doesn't it? Yeah. Cheers. When I believe I was 11 or 12. Well, 11 or 12. I mean, the hormones are starting. You're almost a teenager. The hormones are starting to, Yeah, I mean, that's the age girls usually start their menses and things like that. So the body's raging. And that was the year that John Kennedy was assassinated, and all that happened. The first assassination was on TV, and we all watched it, and I did watch it, with Ruby killing Oswald. I mean, it was shocking. And the whole family saw it. My mom was cooking. She didn't see it, but she's like, what happened? She ran up. Well, we saw all that. It was a flashbulb moment, and high emotions for me for years and years and years up until recently were attached to that. So, and then when the actual funeral happened, we were all sitting in the living room, and I was a mess. I mean, I was a wet mess. I mean, I had tears. I think I was actually slobbering. I was bawling like a baby, and it was so emotional for me. And just thinking about it for years and years and years, I could think about it, and I would just tears would come to my eyes, and I couldn't speak. Well, I always thought, wow, the actors go, okay, we need you to cry. Okay, it's going to be a crying scene. I would think, okay, they think about John Kennedy getting assassinated, the whole thing. Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, so basically what I did, by thinking about it, because when Joe Dispenza was talking about it, I thought of that. I thought, wow, I really have emotion attached to that experience, that memory. And and that's just an example. It's not a horrible example, but it's a good example, but it's not a horrible incident, to where I was abused or something. But what I've been doing is obviously thinking about it. I've been dragging that memory into my future. Well, just by thinking about it, it's like, wow, that is true. I'm so highly emotional that just by thinking about it and realizing that, I kind of have cut off. I mean, I'm talking about it, and I'm not crying. I'm not, kind of choking up about it. And so I don't know if I formally meditated on it, but I do know that just by thinking about it. So I don't know if that's the answer for some people. It's just just acknowledging that, yeah, there's an emotion attached to that, and I don't like it anymore. So, yeah, be gone, and so that was my example. But yeah, Dr. Joe Dispenza, if you really want to pursue this more, that's fine. That's who I've been listening to. And I mentioned in the past that I'll let you go to it, Hebrews 11, 1-3. I attached that and I memorized that. And then when I heard Dr. Joe Dispenza speaking, I'm like, it was as if, okay, and I'm going to say it. The Holy Spirit said, pay attention. That's what he says. He goes, pay attention. This is important. It's like, oh, okay, pay attention. That the merging of that's where Jesus, God, has been operating all this time, and he wants us to pay attention to this. We can make things happen. There's an energy force out there, Yeah. So, okay. Well, okay, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm done with that. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Now, I know that some YouTubers don't like to associate a time stamp on it, but I like to timestamp things, so whatever. I mean, yeah. It is Thanksgiving today. You're going to see this tomorrow. I hope that you had a really good Thanksgiving, yes. And because this video is going to probably be watched for years to come. So for all of you in the future, I know, it's like time traveling, isn't it? We're time traveling, everybody. Think about that one, so to all of you in the future, hey, love ya. I know. I'm like way out there today, aren't I? So do they still have coffee in the future? Yeah, okay. Well, I guess for those of you who are new, this is my minivan. I live in my minivan, and I've got it kind of decorated up. I'm looking for some new wrapping paper. Somebody had asked about these. Okay, so I'll show you what they are here. There. It's just paper. Look at that. I mean, who wants to look at my clothes? I don't want to look at my clothes because all I can find are the clear ones. Is paper. Look at that bad job. Yeah. Oh, I did have regular Scotch tape, but I went to use it. I guess being in the van, it kind of it lost its luster, and so I just used the duct tape. This is just regular paper. It's not cardboard, but it is real stiff. And I got it at the Dollar Tree store. I just saw pink. But then they have really nice wrapping paper. So I got purple and I got blue. And so, but you can see it's getting a little bent over. Yeah, I'm giving you the skinny on this. So somebody gave me the idea for this. Again, I just take your ideas. You give me ideas. Joe Dispenza gives me ideas, and I take the ideas and I run it. And then it fits. Let me see. That fits in here. There we go. Let's see. Move this. Yeah. Got a lot of clothes in there. There we go. There we go. Now this one, I just cut out a square, or a square, and then I turned it like a diamond, little decoration, I've missed coffee chats with you guys. I love you guys. I love to talk with you and hopefully entertain you a little bit. Life can be like, some of you are stuck. It's winter. Some of you are stuck, and we got some lockdowns going again. For you future people watching this, lockdowns were yeah. It's starting to turn. Oh, you get to see it too. It's starting to turn. Let's see. It's starting to turn a little light. There you go. And my podcast is called This Nomad Life. And I'm on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Downcast, I think it's called Overcast. I'm on the main one. So guess what? You can search for Minivan Lee and I will come up. Or you can This Nomad Life and subscribe to it so that you get notifications of the next podcast. I'm trying to keep on the schedule, putting the podcast up every on Tuesday. So it'll be available on Tuesday. And then, of course, my YouTube videos, I'm trying to keep a schedule on that in case unless you haven't noticed. It's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you're listening to the Friday one. But in the future, you could be listening to it on a Sunday. You future people. Yeah. The sun is coming up. So I want to also mention, I've got a new friend out here. Her name is Carmen. Yesterday I needed to go into Quartzsite. I wanted to dump my garbage, and I needed to fill up some of my water jugs. And I'd run out of vitamins. Oh, you know I love me vitamins. And I'd run out, but I didn't want to drive all the way into Parker. It's like a 35-minute drive, and then you're in there, and it's always crowded because there's so many nomads coming into the Quartzsite area now. It's starting to get, it's not like getting crowded, but you see the signs of it. It's going to be soon. So I was going to go into Quartzsite, and I looked at my email, and I found one from Carmen. She goes, well, I'm here in Quartzsite, and she says, I was wondering if you do go to Tucson, if I could just follow you and sort of shadow you. She goes, I won't bother you or anything. I thought, that's cute, okay. And something just said, well, go meet her. And so we met at the Main Street. I always highly recommend Main Street Laundromat because it's got $8 showers off to the right there. And then if you go in another door, there's a restaurant that you can go have coffee. They've got it. It's nice, and the laundromat is really nice. So we met there, and she's just as cute as a button. Oh my gosh, she had like tie dye on and everything. She's our age. She's my age. Our age. I mean, some of you are younger, so I don't want to assume that everybody is my age. We're all young at heart, aren't we? And so are all you future people. Yes. So we talked, and then we just kind of went a couple of different places. We went to Quiet Times. I'll show that. And I wanted to show her the Quiet Times. Because she was asking, well, if I order from Amazon, where do I pick it up when I'm in Quartzsite area? So then I brought her to where I was parked, and Max and William and a couple other people, It's sort of like we're becoming this, for now, there's a little caravan going on. And so she parked. She's brand new to the nomad life. And she's got a lot of things that she brought with her. And so this was her chance to kind of spread out a little bit. So she kind of spread out. And she can shadow me or she can hang out with me. I don't care. So I guess at some point pretty soon I'm going to be just a trip down to Tucson. See my children, and lay on the grass again. There's no grass out here. Yeah, I'm not. My exercising is my motivation go down. It's just trying to exercise in here. I mean, it's okay, but I'm just not as motivated. So what else is going on that I can talk about with you? I know this is going to be a long one. One of you mentioned that. Why don't you should do shorter videos. No, that's not how, I've done research. That's not how YouTube works. The longer your video, the more that they promote it. So I do longer videos. And actually some of you really do like my videos a lot. And they want, they don't mind watching a long video. So thank you to all you. And if at some point you just like, I can't, you can come back and do the rest of it later. I mean, why not? But you get promoted more if you have longer videos. So, yeah. And I don't mind doing long ones. Hey, cheers to long videos. Hip, hip, hooray. Cheers to having a lot to say. Hip, hip, hooray. Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun life, and it's fun watching Carmen because she's so new, It's a work in progress. I'm trying to encourage her. It's just a work in progress. Don't worry about things. It can be frustrating at first. Like I have everything where I know that it's going to go. She's not at that point yet, so she's just doing her thing, and the sun's coming up. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, darling. I tell you, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't have any details on what time we're leaving today. I do know that I got to get out and walk a little bit. Oh my goodness. I got to go walk. I haven't been walking as much. Well, you know what? I'm going to end this now. And because there's other things I want to feature. I want to feature when we went into Quartzsite. I'll make it short, but feature some of the footage that I took out there. So, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys didn't eat too much. But turkey's fun, isn't it? And I know they're trying to keep everybody from having family. For you future people, they really did try not to have that we couldn't be together for Thanksgiving. I know. Go figure, Yeah. Ah, the family. Poor families. They're having a hard time in 2020, aren't we? Well, for you future people, we had a hard time in 2020 with our families. Oh, well, but we all came together. Love you. What these are rocks that were used in polishing other rocks, maybe of more value. I've heard that people do this, especially when I was in Carson City. We found a couple of these where people dumped them out. What they did was they used these in a rock tumbler, and these helped shine the other rocks that they wanted polished, because these have obviously have all the ridges taken off of them. Aren't they gorgeous? This particular, I like this. It looks like one of those vanilla cookies that they use for making souffle or something like that. I figured the finger cookies or something. That's really pretty. I love this rock. I'm going to keep this one. Let's see what else we got here. These are pretty cool. They're small. Looks like a little bean. Looks like a face. Ooh. Honestly, I don't know why there's a skull there. Maybe that's a dog or something. That's a skull. Maybe it's a coyote skull. I have no clue. Oh well. This looks sort of like a crystal. What else we got? I like these little ones. So I just found this, and oh, look at that one. Where is it? Right there. Ooh, beautiful. Oh, well, we'll get that off. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. Oh, so's that one. Look at that.